Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So, thank you very much for coming today. One more day in paradise. We are in this beautiful, wonderful place, enjoying with the devotees, association, nice prasada, nice, beautiful temple, beautiful hills, nice river, nice cows. Everything is wonderful. So, perfect. We are in paradise, right? Spiritual world. So today I was requested to speak something about the deities we made in Mayapur is the Panca Tattva Deities. So they are the biggest deity in this planet so far. So and they're very beautiful. And so by the grace of the Lord, Gornitai, I was involved in manifesting these deities. That goes back to 1995 when we started the process. But before that, we started with the desire of the Acharya. Actually, you know, the desire of the Acharya was to manifest these deities of Panca Tattva, the 5 forms of the Lord. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, and Srivas in Sridham Mayapur. So we started maybe in 1992 or 93. There was a famous artist, his name was Bharat Maharaj, he's from Australia. He was the husband of Bhatta Ganamadaji, I believe. Yes? And he's such a wonderful artist, so he was requested by the head Pujari, Janivas and Pankajangri Prabhu, to manifest this form of the Lord according to the scriptural injunction of the Vedic instruction. So we had many meetings with the leading devotees such as His Holiness Jayapataka Swami, Bhatticharu Maharaj, Tamakrishna Maharaj, and many great devotee leader of our movement. So, and of course, some of them went too deep into study about the form, the shape, the length of the arm, the face, and all the different particular form of the Lord and His associate. So as you know, the form of Archa Vigraha descend into this material world so we can see them and we can render service to them. This is a great benefit for the devotees of the Lord. I don't know if you know this, but while traveling in India we visit many temples. So sometimes we visit some other temple. For example, there's a Birla temple in Calcutta, which is very beautiful, very ornamented, it's big. But when we go and see the deity of Radha Krishna they have and Sitaram, we see something like, you know, missing. I don't know, it's like Krishna is not there. But in our deity, I don't know, because we are worshipping this deity every day, we see they're like alive. We can see that they're present there to smile and to receive our service. So, because of course, our deity, they're not just some metal or some stone or some there in that form. We request the Lord to descend in that form. And there's a whole process, Vedic culture, Vedic process, how we can call the Lord to open His eyes, to manifest His senses through kushagrass and through mantras. You know, there is a very Vedic, elaborate Vedic procedure with the fire yagya. And so we invoke the mercy of the Lord. Please do descend in this form so we can see you and so we can render service to you. And by the reciprocation of service with you, we become purified. So it's very beautiful. And it's very personal also, because we're all servant of Krishna, isn't it? We're all Krishnara Nityadas. We are the eternal servant of the Lord, and everything belongs to the Lord. So everything which we do, for example, in this farm or in Mayapur or any temple, everything we do for the pleasure of the Lord. And the Lord reciprocates with us, because through that service, we can cut grass, we can drive the truck, we can teach Mridanga, we can cook in the kitchen, we can dance, we can make flower, ghee lamp, anything we do. If we do with the proper consciousness, then that is called yoga. We are connected with the Lord, because the Lord reciprocates with us. So it's very beautiful, and it's very inspiring to serve the Lord, and we get many realization. So I was very fortunate that I was involved in manufacturing, we can say manufacturing, we can say in manifesting this form of the Lord. So Bharat Prabhu started to make this deity, and originally what we did it in fiberglass, because we wanted to see how will it look. So these deities are very big, they're like 9 feet tall, from the top of the hand to the feet. Then there is a pedestal also. So Bharat Prabhu made this beautiful deity of Panca Tattva, which you can see in Mayapur today. And you can go to YouTube, you can see also the Abhishek we do every 5 years. And then what happened is that the GBC, every year they come, we had a meeting with them, so they see it and they say, it's beautiful, let's do it. But then few years went by and no one did anything, so the deities are there, they're covered with a piece of cloth in the pujari room. And sometimes I ask, to Bharat Prabhu, hey, what happened to the deity, why we're not doing it? They say, oh, I don't know, why don't you ask Janani, you ask Prabhu? So I went and asked Janani Prabhu, hey Janani Prabhu, what happened? Why, the deity is sitting there, we should, make this deity, they're so beautiful. And originally they didn't have any ornaments, like they didn't have a Brahmin thread, they did not have a kunkumala, they did not have decoration, they didn't have a dhoti, they were just with coping, playing like this. So he said, yes, we should do it. So, but then the time went by, and then there was a next GBC meeting coming in March, and I was thinking myself, there are many devotees who are thinking about this. I'm the last wheel of the chariot, why am I asking about this? Nobody's inquiring, so maybe Krishna has his own time to manifest himself. But nevertheless, I went to His Holiness Tamal Krishna Maharaj, and I inquired, I said, Maharaj, we have made this beautiful deity of Panca Tattva, and they're ready there, you saw them, and I don't know who is stopping us to make this deity, we should manifest this deity, because the altar was already done, was closed, and we are just waiting for making these deities. So he said, yeah, very good idea, Ganga. Tomorrow go there, wash the deity, put some clothes, put some chadar, put some garland, put them in a nice place. I will bring all the GBC, we'll take a final decision. So as you know, I don't know if you know it, but Tamal Krishna Maharaj was a very determined person, I think was one of the born leaders, and he was really instrumental in doing many things for Srila Prabhupada's movement. So then the next day came, and he called all the GBC, which were around 30 people, and they all came and inspected the deity. They all say, wow, beautiful, let's do this deity, it's very nice, So they told Janivas, go ahead, do this deity, make it happen, whatever it takes. So then, okay, now we got the order from the authority, our bosses, go and do it. But now, who can make such a deity which is huge, 9 feet big? So they sent me and Sadbhuj Prabhu, who is also from Australia. Originally he's from Macedonia, but his wife lives here in Molambar. And he has a house here, but he used to live in Australia. And now he's taking care of the TOVP construction of the new temple. So they send us around in India to find out who can make such a deity, such a big deity. Because usually in India they make small deity, maximum they make 6 feet high. That's the biggest deity they ever made, which is Balaji. But they never make beyond that. So we were traveling everywhere. We went to Benares, we went to Nepal, we went to this place, we went to that place, but nobody agreed. Everybody said, no, we cannot do this, it's too big, we don't have the equipment, we don't have the things. But then finally one devotee told us, there is a place in South India, in Tamil Nadu, it's called Kumbakonam. It's a small, tiny village. They said, this place is famous for the people, Stapadis, who are making such a deity. So maybe we should go and there and find out. So then we went to Chennai by train, and then from Chennai we went to this place, Kumbhakonam, which is a small village, and there were many Stapadis who are making small deities. They're making, this, what is called Lord Shiva's dancing, Nava, what is called Nava? I forgot the name. Lord Shiva's dancing, Ganesh, many deities. So of course we took with us a devotee who could translate, because they only speak Tamil. So then he came with us, Rukmiya Prabhu, and finally we found this Stapadis, who was said to be the biggest person who received an award from the government of India for making big deity of Balaji for Tirupati temple, very famous temple. So we went and speak to him, and we showed him the photograph, we told him the size and everything, but he said, look, I think you should find somebody who makes statue. I'm making murti, I'm not making statue. And we told him, look, this is a temple and we're making this deity for the temple, it's not a statue, it's not, He said, but I don't know, I never read about this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Who is Nityananda? Who is this? Who is this 5 personality? I don't find it mentioned in his Shastra, Ramayana, Mahabharata, Upanishad. I don't know, what are you people doing? Okay, I know, I have respect for you, Hare Krishna people, I know you're nice people. So then, what we did is that we called Panca Tattva Prabhu, who is a Pandit from South India. And he came with the Chaitanya Charitamrita and Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. And we told him, please, can you explain to the Stapadis? He was a simple person, he has a nice house. We inspected his workshop, and they were making small deity. And we didn't see any lathe machine, any crane, any equipment to make such deity. But he said, I can do it, but I will not do it, because I don't think according to scripture this is a murti or this is a deity of Vishnu or something. I don't want to make statues. It's not my thing. So then Panca Tattva Prabhu was speaking in Tamil, in his own language. He sit with him for 5 days, and he is a very eloquent speaker. So he explained to him the history of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how he appeared 500 years ago, how he came to distribute the Holy Name, Harinam Sankirtan, and he showed him evidence from the scriptures. Chanda avatar is a cover avatar, is not, normally known in the scripture, but then he showed in Chaitanya Charitamrita and some different verse. So in the end of 5 days, the Stapadi was convinced. He said, okay, I'll do it. And then, okay, so we went back, and now, okay, we have a place where we can do it, but now, who is going to sponsor this deity? Because it's going to cost something, to make this deity. It's going to cost quite a bit. So, at that time, there was Radhapada Prabhu, Mr. Tulsian, who was a life member who met Srila Prabhupada, who was very wealthy, who had already sponsored the gopis for our Mayapur altar. He had promised that he would sponsor also the Panca Tattva. But then what happened is that he passed away. Through all this process of time, it took us more than a year. So he passed away, and we went to speak to his son. And we told him, look, your father promised that he would give us the Lakshmi for making this deity. The son said, my father never told me anything, I'm not giving you anything. He was not very sympathetic, but okay, what to do? Now at the same time, the Stapati from South India, he was also old. He also passed away. But we spoke to the son, he had 3 sons, and we asked him, so what is going to happen? He said, no problem. Our father told us to do this service for you, to do it very nicely, to do it according to Shastra and according to the Silpa Shastra. So we will do it, we're ready to do it. Now the problem is that we are ready to have a place to do it. We bought the deity there, they saw it. And when they saw the deity, the immediate thing they say, okay, look, we can make this deity, but we cannot make the Lord like you made this fiberglass mold. We look like naked only with a copy. He said, we cannot do that. This is an aparad. Because the Lord never come without this decoration, without his necklace, without his bracelet, his anklet, his dhoti. He said, our ancestor, will go to hell if we make a murti naked. It's not possible. According to Silpa Shastra, we cannot make this deity like this. If you agree, we will make with our own decoration, and then only we can make. We say, okay, sure, of course, no problem. So then, the problem was now we don't have Lakshmi to make such a service for the Lord to manifest it. So one day in Mayapur, one old man came to Jananivas Prabhu and told him, Prabhuji, they told me you are the head of the Pujari of this temple. And he said, I would like to do some service. And Jananivas jokingly told him, well, you could give $1 million for making the deity, that would be very nice, then we can make the deities. And he said, okay. And then Jananivas said, well, look, I know you maybe didn't understand properly, and say, I understand you're an old person, and maybe you didn't understand. I said, $1 million. And he said, yeah, I understood. $1 million. You want $1 million? I can give. No problem. And Jananivas was surprised because he didn't know this person. Is he real? He's joking. He's old person. What is he talking? He said, no, but you don't know me. But I was a surgeon, heart surgeon in America for the last 40 years. And I have no son, I have no daughter, and I have the Lakshmi I can give to you. His name was Dr. Bhattacharya. His wife was already initiated by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami. And he was a devotee. He was chanting, but he looked like a very ordinary with a white kurta and white dhoti, unassumingly rich. And he said, no problem. So then he gave us the Lakshmi, and then we went to South India, and then we start the whole process of manifesting these deities. So the first thing the Stapati did was to make a different lingot of metal, a different color, because these are made of Asta Dhatu, means 8 different metals, including silver, gold, and mercury. There's steel, there's bronze, there's copper, many metals together. So they made a different lingot, a different color, means different mixture and different percentage of metals. So we could choose the color that we wanted to make. So we took back all this ingot metal ingot, and then we show it to His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj, Bhatticharu Maharaj, and they all had big discussion, and then came to agreement that Lord Chaitanya is more golden coral, and Nityananda is more lighter. So you can see actually today when you see and go and take darshan in Mayapur, each deity is slightly different color. And then because of the percentage of the color, and so they give us the proportion of the metal we need. There's predominantly copper and brass and steel and bronze. So I was very surprised because, okay, I come from background of being mechanic engineer, so I was asking them, okay, how are you going to do this? You know, and you have a small workshop like as big as this temple, and outside they had a big field with some 10 cows and some tree, and I say, okay, how are you going to manifest this? He say, don't worry, we know how to do it. He said, do you have sons? I say, I have 2 sons. I say, okay, now you're going to have another 5 sons. I said, what do you mean? And he say, were you in anxiety when you got a son? I say, yes. So you're going to have a little bit of anxiety for this deity as well, because it's not what you think it's going to be, but the Lord is going to manifest Himself. So then, okay, let's do it. So then what they did is that this is called reverse wax casting. I don't know if you study, but in Italy we study about arts and culture and painting and manufacturing different statues in marble, in bronze. So what they do is that they make a form made of wax, but not ordinary wax. This is reinforced wax, because wax will melt very easily, but also wax can be carved very easily. So they made this form of the Lord made of wax. Reinforced means they put some steel inside, like a skeleton. And they make this form of the Lord made of wax. And then what they do is, when we finally agree that this is what we want, and of course the Stapati was himself very surprised, because they have a measurement to see that the Lord was no other than Mahapurusha. That means there is a measurement from the top of the head to the chin, from eye to eyes, from the navel, from the arm, how long they are. So all these measurements match the Mahapurusha form, because they made many deities of Balaji. So they were very surprised and they were very enthralled to see that the form was matching the form of Krishna, the form of Mahapurusha. So then, also if you notice, this deity of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, usually Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is with the hand like this, but this form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is with the hand like this, which is actually blessing everybody. He's sending continuously his blessing to all the people who come and visit Mayapur. So they made this form, and then they make reinforced clay. Now what happened is that these people, the Stapatis who are in this place, originally they were from Benares, but the king of South India brought them there to make the deity there, because there is a river, and in this river, the sand of the river, it has high content of silicia, silicon, some kind of look like silverish type of element, which reinforce to make this. They make like a cocoon. They cover this whole deity, in many stratus of clay, and they leave one hole on top of the head and one hole in the bottom of the feet, and then they bake it with fire. So what happens is that when you bake that clay, it becomes very hard, and when they bake it, they put it in a position that all the wax come out. And what remains inside is the form, negative form in the clay. So they take the cocoon, they melt all the different metals, and they pour the metal inside. And then when it's cooled, after 15 days, it takes 15 days to cool, they break the clay and the deity is done. Of course, they like to finish it and work more and file it, chisel it, but it's beautifully done. So each deity was done at different time. And for example, I remember when we made Lord Nityananda, was heavy rain. So when it's raining, we are doing this work of the deity always in the night, because in South India it's very hot. It's always 38, 40 degrees in the daytime. And so if it rains, we cannot do this work. So then, jokingly, I told to Jananivas Prabhu, please, Prabhu, make one phone call to Indra and tell him, you can't send the rain, we have to make the deity, this is the service of the Lord. And then he went to a meditation, like very serious. And then what happened is that the rain stopped. But you could see far away, it's still raining. But in that place, it was not raining. And I couldn't believe it. I took the car and I drove 1 kilometer in each side of direction, and it was raining. But when I came back to that place, it was like a bubble, it was not raining. So it was really an amazing experience. Also, while we were there, we were hosted by the devotee who had a very small temple, and that small golden tile, like this big. And every day they would used to arrange prashadam for us, and they used to arrange a program every night in different village, in different house, in different place. So in the day we will be there with the sapati, supervising the work. I mean, we didn't do much other than chanting and watching what they were doing in amazement. But every evening we would go around 5 o'clock and preach in some program, do Harinam, and people used to come and used to request the blessing of the Vaishnava. So we put in front Jananivas, we call it the blessing machine. We put him in the front and people will come and give him gift and touch his feet. So was also a preaching experience. Also at the same time we used to visit many temples which are surrounding this place. There are many Divyadesham, of self-manifested deity of the Lord, which appear due to the relationship with some devotees. So they were very beautiful, Nishingadev form, Rama form, and Krishna's form. So the thing is that whenever they do the casting, they do this stapadi, because they're all coming from Brahmin background, the first thing at 4 o'clock in the morning they'll do a fire jagya with other brahmanas, and they'll chant mantra to create auspiciousness for the service they were rendering to manifest the Lord. So it was very sattvic experience. They bring the cow, they will feed the cow, and they'll prasadam, they'll distribute prasadam to everybody. Then only after they did the jagya they will start to do the work. So this was a very amazing experience. Also in this field which they had, they make hole into the ground and they put this crucible. Crucible is a pot, like holding 20-25 liter of metal, and they used to make this fire with compressed air and coal. So in each pit there would be 10 crucible melting, and there would be 10 pit, because each deity weighed around 2,500 kilo. So 2,500 of melted metal had to go at the same time. And they had all these instruments for holding this crucible, and they have all crew of people who are just doing that. And these people, they come with chapel. They didn't have boots, they didn't have... They come there with the chapels, with a gamcha or longi, without shirt because it's really hot, and they'll come and do this work, and they'll chant some mantra and they'll do it, and amazing, we're like, what? How is it possible? But they did it. And so then after they made each deity and they chiseled them, and sometime while chiseling the sound, it sounded like the sound of the cartel, like ding, 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 ding. And many devotees used to come and visit that place and see how they're making the deity, and sometimes the Stapadis and his assistant, they were sitting on top of the chest of the Lord with chisel, and the devotee would come and just says, "Hey, what are you doing? You're sitting on top of Lord Chaitanya, you rascal!" And the Stapadi used to be, "Okay, man, please speak to them. This is our job. This is what we're supposed to do. There is no, offense, because this is what we do." So we try to explain to the devotees, relax, okay. The Lord is not yet manifested. Is there. It's on the process. Then also the thing is that in each deity there's a certain amount of gold and silver. So we thought of making all the devotees participate. So with Jananimas Prabhu, we travel around South India and we request the devotee to donate gold and silver. So many devotees, they remove their, rings, their chain. One lady, she had this big thick chain which she received as a gift when she got married. It was 1.5 kilo gold. And she said, "Oh, I don't know if I can offer you because I wore it one time when I got married." Then I said, "No problem." So very humbly all the devotees cooperate and they give the gold and the silver. So of course many ringgit stones. So my son sometimes came with me and helping me in doing this service, and the Stapadi kind of like them and say, "Okay, your son are in charge of breaking all the gold and silver, removing the stone and removing the wood, removing the stuff." So they were sitting there in a workshop with a mountain of gold and chisel and hammer and breaking, making to pieces. And then they made different packets according to the crucible, how much each one, 200 grams of gold and 500 grams of silver, which has to go, and then whenever they smelt the metal, then they put them inside. Also we wrote down the name of all the donors of this gold and silver and whoever participates. So whenever we do the casting, His Holiness Japataka Swami will come and read the name of all the devotees who had given this contribution for the manifesting of the Lord. So it was 2 years of experience in a very wonderful, blissful way. We used to travel from Calcutta to Chennai by train, and in halfway in Vishakhapatnam we have some devotee that will always bring prasadam for us. Whether it was 2 o'clock in the morning or 10 o'clock in the night, they'll bring so many idli, uttapam, and sambar rice, and chutney, and chapati, sabji, whatever, because when we travel, they give us prasadam. And Uddhava Prabhu and his family, they were always eager to serve us. They will wait in the station, they know which coach we're going, and they're waiting right there, and they jump in the train, they give us 2 bags of prasadam and jump off the train and they go. And then we have enough prasadam to go by. Then we reach Chennai, at the time it was called Madras, and we'll take Banu Maharaj car. Banu Maharaj is a small car, so we used to take his car, and from taking the car we'll drive another 200 kilometers to Swami Malai. On the way stop to Pondicherry, and it's very beautiful on the beach. And then reach Swami Malai and spend time there with the Stapadi and with the devotees. And so slowly all these deities were manifested. And there was one person who was able to handle the deity, because when they're finished, then they had to, from down there, to put them straight. So there was Srinivasa, and one of their workers was very able with 3 tripods and a small crane with a belt to put the deity straight, and then so they can wash them and work on them. And unfortunately, one time the deity slipped from this belt, and Srinivasa put his hand inside to save the deity, and the deity, of course, is 2,500 kg, crashed his hand and broke a few of his bones of his hand. But he was always there, even if it was like this with a sling. He said, no problem, I can work with one hand, you know. He was very enthusiastic to help us to do this service. And in fact, he even came when we installed the deities in Mayapur. He also came. He had a broken arm, but the doctors say no problem, he'll become all right. But he came there and he put the deity on the altar. So after we finished making the deity, now we had to transport this deity all the way from Tamil Nadu to West Bengal, which is almost 2,000 kilometers plus. So we figured out the only way to transport them was to put in one of these long trailer, which was, I think, 60 feet long. We found a company who transports such a deity, and they sandwich the deity with big block of wood. They carve the wood inside so it will come on top of the chest with bolt and nut, one in the front, one in the back, in a certain position, so that the deity will not be scratched or be damaged. And they put them in certain position on the truck, that not straight but lay down, and that all the 5 of them fit in one truck. So then we need a permit, because in India, whenever you transport something from another state, it's called way permit. So you have to acquire the way permit before. And then we had one Sankirtan van with the devotees in front, were always with a loudspeaker, with a Maha mantra, and we went through all the different border. And we usually, when you go to a border of one state to another, there is at least 200 trucks waiting to process the paper. But we went right ahead in front of everybody. We bypassed everybody. We went to the police and say, hey, Thakur is coming, Thakur is coming. And they say, what? We are Hare Krishna, we give some prasadam, we give some book, and then they come and inspect, and then they say, oh, okay. They touch the deity, you know, okay. Quickly go, they stamp everything, and we went. So that also was another adventure. And also the driver, we had 3 drivers, and they will never stop. We say, okay, let's stop sometime, you know, we want to go to the toilet, want to take a shower. They say, no. We say, no, look, we have to stop every day to take a shower and take prasadam. And they say, okay, but you know, we want to go, because there are 3 drivers, they can constantly drive. And they were driving like they're driving a bicycle, these people, like, you know, I mean, this long trailer. They go fast, 100 kilometer speed, or taking everybody. It's like we are chasing them sometime, you know, they're faster than us in the front. But somehow, you know, then we give them prasadam also. We say, okay, they only wanted to stop and cook themselves. We say, no. You don't cook yourself, we give you prasadam. We stop or we take a bath, and we have a temple. In each place we go, there are different temples, so we inform them. They bring prasadam for us, and so everybody went by. Of course, when we reached in the night in near Mayapur, in Kalyani, it was really dark, and for some reason the truck took a wrong turn. We went straight and we got lost. So it took some time to find them again, and then we found them. Then we couldn't find the road to join on our NH34. So we asked a few people, but you know, in India they say, yeah, you go straight. You go straight, and then you go nowhere, you know. And they say, no, wrong road. You have to go that way. You go that way, then wrong road, you know. So we finally found a police patrol, and we stopped them and say, okay, how we go back to the NH34, because we have a Thakur here, this big deity of Panca Tattva, we have to take it back to Mayapur. Then the police say, okay, you follow us, we're going, we know how to take you. Then take us on the back, on the main road, NH 34, which lead to Mayapur. And so the deity reached in Mayapur around 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning after 3 days, continuously driving. And when he reached there, they had to stop in front of, there was a party waiting for them in front of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's birthplace with the garlands and kirtan and the devotees. There were like 500 devotees waiting for them. And slowly, the deity came inside. So then we had to remove them from the truck and put them on the altar. Now the altar was built and was measured how much pressure would it take the whole pressure of all these deities, so we measure everything. Also they left holes on top of the ceiling so we can put a crane to lift them. But what happens if you lift with a crane such a heavy weight, maybe the roof can collapse. So we put one beam from the train truck to distribute the weight of each deity. And also when we start to put, we had made a trolley, so we put one deity. First we took Lord Chaitanya, but when we put it inside, we had two major doors, but we couldn't put through because the hands of the Lord are like big. So the devotees were very enthusiastic. They said, no problem. We just took the crowbar and broke the wall. They removed the door, they broke the wall, they made one hole here, and the deity went through. And we had a platform going on the altar, and everybody enthusiastically pulled the chair, this trailer, the small trolley with 4 wheels. I remember Bhavananda was telling, oh my God, these people, Italian people, oh God, they don't know what they're doing. How they're not really doing it. I said, don't worry, we'll do it. He said, okay. And he laughed. But yeah, we did it. So then when each deity went on the altar, and then we put them straight and we put in position. There was diagram done by the pujari with chandan and with putulsi, and so each deity was fixed in a place. Of course, it took us 2 days to do all this operation. And then, of course, while all this is going on, there is kirtan going on, there's a big... So the Stapati also came to do the final touch-up. Once the deity was there, they want to do finally, the eyes are not there painted, but whatever small, smooth work was there. And they say, we need one assistant. And they say, why don't you give us your son as an assistant, because he speaks Bengali. He was a small kid, only 10 or 12 years old, Bhakta Avatar. And he was the assistant because he was very resourceful. So whatever they needed, he said, we need sandpaper number 100. He said, okay, no problem. You go take a bike, drive somewhere, bring the paper. And he's saying, we need a file, number such and such. Okay, you go and get to a workshop, the file, whatever they needed. He was able to supply, and they were very happy with him. So finally, they stayed until we did the first installation, which was very memorable. And practically speaking, we built a scaffolding in the back because we couldn't possibly reach from the ground floor to do Abhishek. So the platform we built with pipe, metal pipe, all screwed together, and put a plank of wood. There was a protection so the devotee will not fall down in the back, on the front. They put a pipe with the Ganges water from the tank. So all the devotees start to bring Ganges water on their head. For 3 days, all old people, young people, children, ladies, everybody went to the Ganges and bought this pot of Ganges water, and we had a big, huge tank, 2,000 liter. Yeah, so they all put the Ganges water there, and then we had a pipe coming there. So then, the day we did the installation, the deity was a very beautiful position, and then all the great devotees, Nishinga Kavacha Prabhu was there also, and many devotees, did the Abhishek, so they awakened the senses of the Lord, and the eye, the nose, the mouth, the ears, so then they called the Lord into that form, so that he could distribute the blessing and love of God, Krishna Prema, to all the devotees. And there was a roaring kirtan, and was really ecstatic. And when the Stapadis saw this, of course, before we did the installation, there was a fire jagya also. When the Stapadi saw this whole ceremony, he came to me, he was crying with tears in his eyes, and he said, Ganga Prabhu, now I can say I am a Stapadi. I did so many installations all over India, but I never saw installation like this. And he was crying, he was sincerely crying. So he was really happy, and he was very satisfied. And so all the devotees were in great bliss, they were in ecstasy, and so every 5 years we are doing this Panca Tattva Abhishek, and the next one is supposed to be maybe next year, I'm not sure 100%. And so this just a glimpse of what we went through, wonderful ecstatic service for manifesting the Panca Tattva, so that the whole world can get Krishna Prema. So I'd like to thank you very much for kindly listening to me tonight, and if you have any questions, I'm going to try to answer. Shri Panca Tattva ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Yes, Matajita. Yeah, actually we made a book, it's called The Making of the Panca Tattva. So we made a book with the blessing of Banu Maharaj, he put it all together, and I wanted to bring some, but Maharaj said the books are heavy, so they are in Mayapur. So if you happen to come to Mayapur, or somebody come to Mayapur, you can take one, and you can see the whole process, how we did it. We have many photographs. In fact, with another devotee, his name is Bhagavatamrita Das. He's from Brazil. We were thinking, he was helping me a lot. So we were thinking of making a new book with more photographs, because we have more than 3,000 photographs, videos. But you can go to the internet, YouTube, and say, Mayapur Panca Tattva, and you can see the whole things. There's a lot of stuff there. Put the microphone. Yeah, that's all.
Initially you were saying there was that, I think Bharat Raj Prabhu, the one who made the initial photograph.
Bharat Maharaj Prabhu, yes.
What happened to that?
Oh, that is still there. Actually, they're using it for making the dresses, that for measurement. So they have those deity there. So they use it for making the dhoti and to make the, the chadar and whatever. They're using them. They're having them in the pujari room. And of course now in the TOVP we have a huge pujari room. So they'll keep them there, and so they use it for measurement purpose. But Bharat Maharaj is here. He's in Australia somewhere. I spoke to him on the phone. He's somewhere, I don't know, he's teaching in a school or something, I don't know what he's doing, but he was a fantastic artist. It was wonderful.
I have seen some YouTube video of initially everyone could access before the installation. I saw photos, everyone was going and touching the feet. Could you talk a bit about that, like how that came about and what was actually happening?
There when they were making the deity?
No, when they arrived in Mayapur.
Yeah, everybody helped us to take the deity down from from this trailer so there was natural spiritual enthusiasm of the devotees. Many devotees had dreams about this Panca Tattva, the Lord manifests in their dream and giving different, significance. But of course, I think there was no restriction, like it's not that nobody can touch the deity or anything like that. You know, everybody was very cooperative, everybody was enthusiastic, everybody was fired up. It was something to me to remind me a little bit like the Ramayana when they're building the bridge and all the monkey they're throwing the stone. You know, it was like something natural, spontaneous. You know, so it was really enthusiastic, and so whoever was there, they helped us to do this service, and there was no one who was not qualified or was qualified. You know, they were super surcharged with spiritual potency, I think, and everybody make it manifest. So the whole thing, a lot of Gurukul, they participate in all the Abhishekam because they make all the ingredients available in a quantity they need to be done. Because big quantity, you know, like 500 liter milk, 300 liter yogurt, you know, and ghee and Chandan water. Of course, Ganges water we have 2,000 liter unlimited, but like 200 dab, this coconut water. Plus there are many different ingredients for making the abhishek. And we have this big tray made of silver with a hole. In the end we give like a shower. And then we purchase also this Navaratna from Calcutta, these 9 different stones, which goes when we do the abhishek. They put so many herbs and so many different things. So according to Shastra that has to be done, so we purchase them in Kolkata. See, I think my personal realization is that by serving the Lord, everything becomes auspicious, and the Lord make Himself many arrangements. It's not like, many times we say, okay, how to do this, what to do, we don't know, you know, but somehow the Lord send the people, send the devotees. I have, for example, one experience. I was also involved in building the Samadhi for Srila Prabhupada with Sadhguru Prabhu. And at one point we had to make a big, huge plate made of stainless steel, which is like 6 meters wide, which has a border. And so it has to be done made of stainless steel with a truss. It has to take the weight. This was for refraining the rain from entering inside. So I wasn't kind of fixed, you know. I was thinking, I don't really know how to do it, you know, in a perfect way. I was meditating on this. But then one morning I saw 2 people, young boys, maybe around 28, 30, and they introduced them to me. They say they were from Italy. So I was speaking to them, I took them around, and then in the end I asked them, okay, how long you stay here? He said, well, we stay here for a few days. Then we're going to Calcutta, then we're going to visit different places. But I say, okay, but what are you doing in life? He said, oh, we are manufacturing things made of stainless steel, and we're fabricators. And I said, okay, are you fabricator? Then I showed them the design. You think you can make this, you know, this big plate and stainless steel? He said, yeah, no problem, we can easily do it. So they give me the list of all the stuff they needed according to their specification. I went and purchased everything, I took it there, and today they went on the ground, they put one nail with a rope and they drawing on with the chalk on the floor, and in 2 days the thing was done. So, you know, they were not devotees, they were just traveling people. But they did it, fantastic, it's still there. And then they left, say, okay, thank you very much, we had a lot of fun. We give them a lot of prasadam and encouragement, we give them some gifts, some books. So, I mean, it's like the Lord sent the right people at the right time. So we just have to have faith that whatever we need for performing His service, the Lord will always provide. And so, no problem. Hare Krishna.
Was really moved. Is anyone like who was involved who was not like practicing ISKCON devotees to take from that from Panca Tattva?
Yes, the Stapati that came many times, and well, many people in South India they came. Of those devotees that are there now, they did organize this big They were small like this, now they've grown big like this. And the temple is manifesting there, and they're preaching, they're distributing prasada, they're doing a lot of programs. So, see, the desire of the Lord is that in every town and village this name will be heard. So we had to become the perfect instrument in the hand of the Lord. If we surrender to the Lord will make everything happen. And of course we're just an instrument, that's all we are. It's not that we take a credit of something, but the Lord's desire, it will be manifested. So we just have to carry some prasada with us all the time. Like the other day we went to prabhu and he gave prasada to somebody, he was very happy. So we carry always some prasada with us and we distribute prasada, so we can give some small book. We can try to bring the living entity a step closer to Krishna. Of course, our desire is that the whole world become devotee, but it's not going to happen in one day. So Rome was not built in a day. So slowly we can distribute the mercy of the Lord, and then the Lord won't work in a mysterious and wonderful way. The prasada that we eat goes in our heart, is planting the seeds of devotion, so the person maybe come back or meet some other devotee and he'll become devotee in his life. So that's our job, that's what we can do.
Thank you so much. It's really inspiring. That reminded me really, my husband and I reached Mayapur 2 years ago, and we also previously we noticed that the guards who were guarding, they were chanting before they weren't, and now hanging the feedback and chanting was really amazing.
Yeah, I think.
Respectful also, they were respectful. If someone took a photo and they were so humble and respectful, they would go and just whisper something in the person's ear and just carry on. It's incredible. It was the way, like, a simple guard, but it's like a Vaishnava quality.
I think devotional service is like a fire, so wherever we put in contact with fire, we burn. So whoever is doing service for the Lord, the person will also become inspired, become a devotee. It's a natural tendency. And so yes, all the guard, all these people, we consider them Dhamvasis, because they're born there. Is somebody born in a holy Dham, is not an ordinary soul. Even though appear to be Muslim or whatever, poor man, agriculturist, simpleton, whatever. But because they're born there, that means that that's already some Agyata Sukriti to take birth in a holy Dham, whether it's Mayapur, Vrindavan, Benares, India, of course, is famous, or take birth in a family of devotees. There's a great boon, because then you are already promoted to hear the holy name, to take prasada from the first day of your life, and to progress in your spiritual life. So we consider them Dhamvasi. We have a great respect for all the inhabitants of the holy Dham. So that's the way we should see them. It's said that people, when the demigods fly over Jagannath Puri, they see all the people of Puri with 4 arms, including the animals, the dogs and the hogs. They also have 4 arms. We don't have such a vision, right? But they have that vision. So we should offer always great respect to these people and consider them the people who took birth in a holy Dham, so they're very special people. And they can easily reconnect. Also because I understand a little bit Bengali, Uriya, Hindi. So when you go in Puri, for example, you go to the shops, they're selling clothes, but they're all talking about Jagannath. They say, oh, there's a next festival is coming, we have to do this, we have to prepare this prasada, we can give donation, so they can make a new flag, and then they're all discussing about Jagannath. So it's like they're possessed. That's all they talk about, Jagannath. Even though they appear to be ordinary, Vaishya, they're selling clothes to make some money. For you, I make no profit. Of course, they say that. It's technique for selling. But, they're all great devotees of the Lord because they took birth there. And this is maybe their last life. They're going back to God. So we should always have great respect for such people. Even if they appear to be rickshaw-wallas or, not well dressed, or not tilak, or not kuntimala, but they're devotees. Yes, Puja.
Is Dr. Bhattacharya still alive?
Are there?
The sponsor.
Oh no, Bhattacharya passed away. His wife, she's in the bed. He was old. He was already around 80 plus. And his wife, she's from Manipur actually, or from northeast. And she's a great devotee. She came many times. And she has gifted also more things, like one old building in Calcutta for preaching. I believe that she's still alive, but she's bedridden. But she was very, very happy to do this service for the Lord, and she had many dreams. In fact, when we did the installation, there were people who were allowed to come there and touch the deity, the lotus feet of the Lord. Very old people, very nice people. They give whatever they had for the Lord. And of course, I mean, for us, you know, we appreciate everybody, whether, you know, somebody give us one flower, somebody give $1 million, everybody gives according to their capacity, you know, but they were great devotees. And unfortunately, in the end of his life, Bhattacharya was not recognizing people anymore. His state of mind was not very, you know, because he became old. But then he passed away, but he was devotee around chanting kirtan, they giving garland, they give tulsi mala, and they give tulsi in his mouth. So I'm sure the Lord appreciates the service he has done, because it's not very common that people can give all their Lakshmi, which they work all their life, you know. But you know, if somebody can do that, you know, that means he has some devotion in his heart and he wanted to do service for the Lord. Hare Krishna. Any other question, Jack? Cool. Jai Shri Panca Tattva ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai, Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo.